All right, guys, welcome back. We're in Tomales Bay again. Gonna do some boating camping. We're here super late at the boat ramp. Current time's like 4:30 already. But I think today we're just gonna do like a nice relaxing day. We're gonna get the boat set up off the car and we're gonna get in the water. We're gonna set up camp. Haven't picked a beach out yet, but we'll try and explore a new one this time around. And then I'll probably try and do some fun fishing. We'll see what we have time for. But let's get this boat undone and pack everything up because we got a lot of work to do. All right, guys, I just saw the craziest thing. There's like at least 50 kayakers coming back right now into Miller boat ramp right now. I don't know what's going on, but there was a ton of them. There must have been like a huge kayak party, but take a look, see if you can see them. There they are, all coming in right now. Some stragglers in the back. All right, guys, there we go. The boat's all packed. Time to head out that way. Always meeting friends at the boat ramp here in Tomales. It's just a wonderful community out here. So it's time to launch the boat. And next time I see you guys, we'll probably be at the campsite setting up. All right. Whew, no water in the boot today. Oh, I see what happened. We could have got closer to the shore here, but we're on like this little weird like mini sandbar. But let's pull the boat in a little closer now that we are able to. Guys, look at this huge jellyfish. These are the purple ones, and they get caught in your line all the time. If you touch them, even after they're dead, they sting a little bit, and definitely not a great feeling, but whew. There is the boat. We have beached ourselves on this beautiful little cove here. And as you guys can see, there's actually a little table right there. So let's go check out the campsite and hopefully that boat doesn't float away on us. All right, guys, I know it's hard to tell, but I'm not gonna walk all the way up there. You're just gonna take my word for it. There is a kind of like the tide line where you can see all the old seaweed and debris, and it comes right up to that table over there, right up to the campsite. So I think we're gonna try and look for a beach that has just a little bit more elevation because it's a full moon tonight and the tide's gonna be like a 6 foot plus 6 foot tonight, which means it's gonna come up on this pretty flat beach 4 more feet than it is now. So it's gonna basically come up to the bottom of the table, and we would only have like 3 or 4 inches to spare of wave height before we start to get our tent wet. This beach is probably too shallow, but we'll keep it as a backup. All right, guys, it's already 7:30, so the sun's gonna set in about an hour, and we pulled up to this little beach here. We diddled around looking at other beaches and trying to see what could be safe during the high tide tonight, which is going to be a +6, and it's currently at a 2.5, so it's going to come up 3.5 feet. But I think right up here is going to be good. You can see this line right here is the high tide line from this morning, and that was a 4.5 foot tide. So it still has to come up 1.5 feet after this tonight, which is going to be all the way up here. Now, if you guys look closely, you can actually see this area right here is where it's that might be a better angle. So this line right here is where the high tide came up to yesterday, and yesterday was a 6.1 foot high tide. And so we know that since today is a 5.9 foot high tide, that this area will be safe. Now, as you can see, we're very close to the mouth of Tomales Bay. It's right there. And so we actually are getting some like 6 inch to 1 foot waves just coming in really just right here into this little cove. And if it was really choppy and really rough tomorrow, then maybe some waves could potentially splash us here. But we can also set up right over here. So let me tell you guys to option number 2 on the setup, because it looked like someone else, they obviously have a fire right here, but then they put this little board here because the water will overflow and come down through this way and then get this area all wet. So there's this board right here that we can walk on to keep our feet dry. And then we could potentially set up camp right here too, underneath this tree. So we're gonna take a second to determine what we want to do, and I'll let you guys know. All right, y'all, sun's starting to set, but we decided to set up camp there. Gonna have a little fire over here, and I'm gonna do some fishing right here. Just gonna throw it in. I've got some squid and some anchovies. I thought about taking the boat out and dropping them out. They're pretty far, but we'll see if I'm still gonna do that. Anyways, we're just gonna get the fire going and get some food going because I'm hungry. Good morning, everybody. As you can see, our camp here is completely fine. Although, check this out. This is where we set up camp, about 1 inch in elevation above the high tide line, which is right here. It came all the way up to here, and well, realistically it came up to like here, but then the waves pushed the water this way, and oh my gosh, there's a deer. I don't know if you guys can see him all the way down there. Anyways, so woke up this morning. So we stayed up till about midnight just to make sure that the high tide wouldn't come up to the tent, because high tide was around 12:10 this morning. But as you can see, we got this whole beach to ourselves. Set up a rod holder here. I was doing some fishing from shore. What I did was I took the bait and I motored it out that way, but there was actually a problem. They kind of got tangled with some seaweed and it was a big mess. So if I do that again, I'm just gonna do one at a time. But didn't catch any fish last night. I just tossed that one out with some squid, and we're just gonna cruise up and down this beach here and just take a peek around, and then I'm gonna take the boat out and hopefully do some rock fishing and maybe some salmon fishing too. Maybe even some halibut fishing. I don't know, kind of depends how the weather looks and what I'm feeling like. But all right, let's get started on this beautiful day. Whoa, you guys see this? I don't know if it's gonna come across on the camera, but all these little dots, these are all little sea anemones, just tons and tons of them. When I poke them, you can see them move a little bit. Look at that. Look at that. And right here, here's a dead female rock crab next to some giant anemones. This is a great little tide pool spot. There's some clams in this area. Every once in a while you'll see a chute of water come out. That's just a clam expelling water to dig deeper, I think. I think that's how that works. I think the first time we were here I found a giant oyster. Had some of that as dinner. There's a clam to the right of you. Oh my goodness. Guys, check this out. This is a keeper rock crab. This thing is humongous, and it's dead. It's just lying here. This thing could have died like this morning. It looks fresh. Oh, my toes are about to be cold. All right, y'all, let me go over the game plan for today while the motor kind of warms up in the background there. So I apologize for the noise, but we're kind of in a time crunch here. It's already 10 o'clock. We spent a long time just lying around and exploring the beach and eating some breakfast. But the game plan is we're gonna go outside the mouth of Tomales Bay into Bodega Bay. I think we wanna do some rock fishing, and then if we see any other boats trolling for salmon, I have the salmon gear set up here as well. I'm gonna try salmon fishing. And then if everything looks too rough out there, we can come back in here and do some halibut fishing. But I think we're gonna have an okay time out there, so let's get out. All right, guys, I just saw a bunch of fish on the fish finder, so on our way out to the salmon grounds, I figured why not just drop down a jig or two, and we'll see if we can pick up any rockfish as well. I don't even know if it's rocky here, but we're about to find out. Uh-oh. Gotta put the line on this side of the boat because we're drifting fast that way. All right. Let me move you guys over to the other side. All right, how's that view? Does that look good? We may or may not be moving spots pretty quickly here, but we're just gonna give it a chance. And it's a perfect time to refill the motor with gas anyways. This little Honda 2 horsepower, it only has about 1/3 of a gallon gas tank capacity on it. Now that's pretty good. It'll get you like 30 to 45 minutes open throttle, but every so often you gotta refill. All right guys, it felt super sandy here, so what I saw swimming around the fish finder was probably something like maybe some halibuts, or actually I don't even know what else swims around out here. Probably some striper as well, but we're gonna head over to the rockfish grounds, and then we're gonna keep our eyes peeled for other people catching salmon.
I might try bait real hard on the bottom. 10-4, thank you. Just can't hold on.
All right guys, we're in the middle of the fleet right now. There's boats all around us, and I think they're all trolling for salmon. So I've already got the Apex, watermelon Apex set up on this guy. We're gonna go ahead and drop him over 50 feet of water, so probably won't go too deep at all. Probably about 30, 40 feet down, or 30 to 40 pulls feet out. So we're only gonna be fishing about 20 feet under the water. But yeah, let's set it up and we'll get it out there. All right, now we're trolling. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching my 365-day fishing challenge. If you want to watch from the beginning, just click up here. If you want to see the latest video I have posted, click up here. And as always, have a good day.